very impressive portfolio, and even more impressive history. Obviously, you know, Damas, as you know, has been around for over 100 years. So remarkable in the strength of the power of the brand, the DNA that it represents, and obviously the birthplace of being in Dubai. So as a new female CEO to the business, it's a true honor and pleasure to lead such a strong, powerful brand, of course. And so we definitely have a vision for the business going forward, especially as a female CEO driving the vision. I think it's very exciting. So yes, I mean, I'm blessed, and we have some amazing international partners. We work with, you know, global best, and we've always been number one. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we cement that market share and continue to be the number one for the region. Yes.
That's wonderful.
It's a huge, you know, obviously in itself is an amazing statement to the industry and to the region, as a matter of fact. And I'm delighted that, you know, I'm a part of a number of women that are influential and are leading this change. And to your point, that's fantastic, because there is no gender diversity, 100%. It is an equal platform. But yes, I mean, my role is very much one that I take seriously, and that it does hope to inspire and, you know, motivate a future generation of women that will very quickly, hopefully, be inspired to become part of this amazing world, whatever the field is. The message is that, you know, when you're intelligent and you're armed with confidence and ambition and willingness to learn, then, you know, everything is within your reach. Luxury never gets dented, right? Because through any recession or any downturn or any challenge in an economy, luxury remains to have its anchor and its strength. Why? Because there's always a, you know, the strength of a brand comes into luxury, that sustainable investment, you know, so it becomes even more aspirational. So people tend to trade up. And those that are loyalists to that brand understand that this is about quality, this is about experience. So that's why it always rides the wave of any sort of dent. So we're very privileged and honored to be in a world of luxury, obviously, with fine jewelry. So we have to be very mindful of the landscape and always be, you know, opportunists as well, and understand how to play, you know, certain focus and priorities for the business and adapt to this climate, you know. But for me, it's upwards from here. It's always been on a high, right? Because when we look at the luxury landscape and we look at the consumer profile and the demographics that we see, obviously everybody's always talking about millennials. And very quickly coming up is, you know, the new Z generation, or Generation Z, right? So what does that mean? That means, you know, we're always having to be mindful that things need to be relevant. So when you look at the trends, you know, it's all about, you know, it's color, it's punchy, it's everything has got to be relevant to their lifestyle. So whether it's, you know, representing what they do in the daytime, whether representing what they do in the evening. So when we look at trends in the industry, I mean, we're looking at a number of things. We're looking at how do we speak to our consumers. We're looking at the palettes and the creative direction that we take. So when we look at gems, they tend to be a lot more colorful. You know, environments, even in stores, when you look at examples like the new Tiffany store in Covent Garden that's opened, which has taken a very different shape or form. It's taken a traditional Tiffany concept and become very young and the young consumer, but keeping the heritage products in mind. So, you know, trend is going very much about targeted, you know, profiling. Trend is looking at, we live in a very fast pace, a very fast life. So how do we speak to those consumers and get them to part with their money? So that means, you know,
it's part of like customizing the personalized experience.
Customization, personalization, brand experience are at the forefront right now of trend, you know. And I started a sentence by saying building communities. I think also a lot of the, you know, retailers or really industries are looking at speaking to communities of like-minded you know, people that become brand loyalists. So it's very much about customization. It's very much about, you know, digital and how we use that, or the omni experience. And so it's, you know, and innovation and technology is playing a key part in all the trends within the luxury segment. Yes. And I understand and respect the power of that. But exactly to your point, this new generation is looking for, I guess, real stories, right? So yes, influencers is a very good word, but I think I'd go a step beyond that, because I think right now we're at a place where people are looking for real experiences. So even sometimes the influencers, obviously they're aspirational lifestyles. Not everybody could lead that lifestyle, but people aspire to be a part of it. But I think more and more, the world is grounding us, every single day. So I think the profile of who we deem to be an inspiration is changing very differently. And not just driven by the fact that the tools that we use to speak, or all the social media, but also their personalities themselves. So, I think people are looking for ambassadors or influencers that really touch their lives and they can resonate with. So not just aspirational in the way they live, but who they are as individuals. A major disruption in the retail industry is Essil Attar. So I'm a major disruption in the retail industry because, I always typically bring a lot of innovation and disruption to any business. So that's the headline, right? Then to answer your point directly, is it e-com? No, because I think there's room for everybody in the market. And I think in the region that we specifically play in, we will never move away from the bricks and mortar. This is part of our life. This is our tradition. We love to go to the malls, we love to dwell, we love experience, especially in the world of fine jewelry. There is no way you will link a purchase that's so emotional and personal online. You might browse it, you might want to have a look at the options available, but the end experience is you want to feel and touch and understand the story behind. And so we're very lucky to be in that kind of world.